I don't know what stage of life you're in right now, what kind of battles you faced, but I got to tell you something. There's an enemy out there, and you need to know who it is. Otherwise, you can't fight. The Art of War is a book written by Sun Tzu. Some believe it was Sun Tzu, considered one of the greatest books on war ever written. And I want to read a quote to you that he said. It's very important. He says, if you know the enemy and you know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. But if you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. But if you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb to every battle. See, Sun Tzu knew something. He knew that in this life, we're going to face enemies, and there's going to be enemies that you don't even know exist. And if we're not aware of those enemies, if we don't even know about them, how can we even fight? How can we defend ourselves? And our world is, I'm talking biblically speaking, Christian worldview speaking, and what I believe is reality speaking. And our world is not, it's not just a physical place. There's a spiritual realm. There's a spiritual world. And there's enemies behind the scenes that operate and are working in the dark, whether you like it or know it or not. Ephesians 6:12, it's in the Bible. You can find it yourself. It's in the New Testament. It tells us that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood enemies, but against rulers and authorities of the unseen world. Unseen. Against mighty powers in this dark world and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. And so I want to make this quick video to show you how, even if you don't know about these ancient gods or these gods or spirits that may or may not exist in this other realm, world rulers know about them. World rulers of ages, actually the rulers of the world of all ages, have worshipped or bowed the knee to some sort of ancient god. And it is true that in our secular culture, in our scientific age, we try to make it like those were just fairy tales or they were just people that were dumb. And we're so smart now, we don't do that anymore. But I want to show you something because a video about whenever the Gotthard Tunnel was opened up in Switzerland. A lot of people probably haven't even seen that, or it's been long enough you forgot about it. So I want to show it again because it's very telling. Let me just go to the video. And again, you can make up your own mind what in the world this is all about. Check it out. This is the celebration of when they open the tunnel. Just march in, a lamb, topless angel, just some dancing. It's the longest and deepest tunnel in the world. Now, they're saying this was all art, and there was like 300 journalists there, leaders from Germany, France, and Italy attended. I mean, it was a big deal. $12 billion. Now, in a moment, we're going to cut to some footage of the event where it's not so like newsy or celebratory sounding. Because I want you to realize that in 1 Corinthians, it talks about how we had pagan sacrifices to demons and not to God. And talking about how the world, we participate with demons and we sacrifice the demons. And you're going to see in a second how these demons can take the form of goats or goat-formed gods. Let's go back to the video. Naked people, basically. There's your goat. Very lovely music. Just entertainment. There's your dung beetles. By the way, let's just stop there because I want to explain some of this. So Germany's Angela Merkel was there. France's Francois Hollande was there. Italy's Prime Minister, Australian Chancellor Christian Kern was there. You got to realize that this was a event that had a lot of money and time and effort put into for this tunnel. A lot of symbology here, right under our nose. Like I said, for example, take this beetle. It's a dung beetle, revered as a very strong religious cultural symbol back in ancient Egypt. And it was associated with the sun god Ra. And it was considered a symbol of protection or regeneration, transformation, things like that. What? Why would they have this here? This is Switzerland, not Egypt. That's fine. So my main point here is, what in the world are we doing? Like, what is this stuff? In Leviticus 17:7, it says they must no longer offer any of their sacrifices to the goat idols to whom they prostitute themselves. This is to be a lasting ordinance for them and for generations to come. And if you look at biblical commentaries, they say that this word goat really means devil, literally denotes a hairy or shaggy goat, like a goat-like deity or demon. And the Egyptians, like I said earlier, they also worship goats as gods. For example, they had temples for Thumis, which is dedicated to the goat image Pan. Remember Pan? You've heard of Peter Pan, right? Well, Pan was a god that was worshipped as an oracle, as a fertilizing symbol in nature. And they put statues of him everywhere. And it's interesting because Egypt was not the only culture to worship Pan. It's Silenus, satyrs, fauns, and the woodland gods among the Greeks and Romans also worshipped this goat-like creature. Modern day would be like the Baphomet. If you read up stories about, about this celebration here, they would say that this goat-like creature that was in this video right there, you can see on your screen, they say that was actually a Baphomet, which is similar to a goat-like form of a devil with tail, horns, feet, cloven feet, and all kinds of things like that. There they are clapping. Just some art. Just hanging out with our suits on. We ain't taking part in no God worship. We're better than that. Now, I'm going to play a little more, and I want you to pay attention to the flying demon angel and the goat-like creature and also the sounds that are made during this. Just a topless flying angel demon thing. I don't know what kind of art that is. I'm confused. But obviously, people can do whatever they want. But I just find it fascinating that in the Bible it talks about worshiping goat demons, talks about orgies, talks about prostituting themselves with the demons, sacrificing to these goat-like demons. And I want to show you one last picture to kind of illustrate this if you didn't catch it, haven't seen it before. Other people were wondering what this was. Let me blow that up a little bit. What's going on there? In plain sight, guys. Don't let them fool you. Some weird things happening out there, and it's not just a coincidence. We see them in Hollywood award ceremonies, Super Bowl performances sometimes. It's in plain sight. They're worshiping demons. Again, I just want to make sure you know that. I would love to hear your comments. Agree or disagree, that's fine. But I want to hear what your comments are and what in the world is actually going on. And don't call it art. I mean, this is something else. Take care. God bless.